Good morning. Hey, staycationers. Oh my gosh, are you guys loving this party so far? I'm just so excited to see the rest of the demos. I love everything I've watched so far. I'd love to hear what have been your favorite demos so far. So tell me in the comments and tell me, hey, as you guys are hopping on, hashtag replay if you guys are watching the replay. My name is Danielle Pepler. I'm a Senior Executive Sales Leader here with Norwex, and I have been with Norwex for 4 years. And I am super excited today to talk to you guys about homemade dog food, the essential components that should be in homemade dog food, how to make an easy dog food recipe that really meets all the nutritional needs of a pet, of your dog specifically, and hopefully help you guys to encourage you to kind of introduce some of this into your pets or your grandpets' diets as well. And don't let it overwhelm you. It doesn't have to be something that you're completely replacing their dog food. You can do a half and half mix and kind of add some of their store-bought dog food into your homemade dog food, okay? Making homemade dog food is much cheaper than those fresh ingredient recipes that you'll find online, or they're hard to find in the store, but you can occasionally find them in the store. And really, guys, even the store-bought dog food, the big bags of kibble are so expensive, right? So this is a great, healthy way that you can make it at, I think, a pretty affordable cost. And I always just make it when I'm making something with ground beef. I just make a little bit extra and then add that in for the dogs. Or if I'm making salmon, I'll use that. I have a lot of different recipes that I like to use. I'm going to share with you guys one of my favorites that I think kind of, like I said, meets most of the major food groups that dogs need, okay? So let's talk a little bit. I'll show you a little bit about what's happening here. So while I was in the shower this morning, I threw some carrots, whole carrots in the oven, and some sweet potatoes here. I did start the ground beef here before I hopped on. It's not quite done yet, so I need to stir this up here. So I've got this cooking. I've got some quinoa in the back here, and I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about all of these things, okay, while I chop up these sweet potatoes and carrots here, okay? All right, so what a dog needs does differ slightly depending on like the breed of the dog, the size of the dog, things like that. A really active dog, you're gonna want to have a lot more protein than a dog, an older dog, or a dog that lays around a lot, okay? Chopping some sweet potatoes here while we talk. But, they all need the same key ingredients. Sometimes just the balance of that is a little bit different. Like they might need more protein if they're very active or they're a working dog. Okay, so the main things that dogs need are protein, fatty acids, carbohydrates, fiber, and then vitamins and minerals, okay? Protein, right? That's coming from the meats that you're giving them for the most part, okay? Chicken, turkey, lamb, beef, those are all good, healthy proteins for dogs. Fats and fatty acids, so those can be animal fats or they can be fats from like plant-based oils like flaxseed oil, canola oil, corn oil, things like that. By the way, guys, I'm chopping this up on my favorite cutting board. This is our, as I lose a sweet potato, this is our Norwex cutting board made from recycled corn husks. And it is wonderful. First of all, it has this great grippy thing on the bottom so it doesn't slide on the counter at all when you're chopping things. And it's got backlock in it. It cleans very easily. When you're using plastic cutting boards, a lot of those microplastics are actually getting in your food, which is very, very harmful. And wood cutting boards, like all of them, they're so hard to actually clean. So a lot of them actually hold on to a lot of the bacteria and things like that, whatever's on your cutting board from what you cooked. Okay, so love this cutting board. Okay, all right, fats and fatty acids we talked about. Let's talk about carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are, important for dogs just as they are for humans in the right quantities. Grain-free used to be kind of a fad, but we've learned that that's really not very good for dogs. We've seen a lot of like heart problems and things like that. So you just want to include healthy grains. Rice, you can use some pastas, oatmeal, quinoa is what I use today. Okay. Fiber, hold on, buddy, I'm doing a demo, okay? Fiber is extremely important to have in a dog's diet, okay? It keeps their GI system moving along properly so they can use the bathroom properly. And also, it prevents them from being overweight, okay? So fiber is super important. And then vitamins and minerals. You guys can supplement with a vitamin that will help to make sure you're including all the essential vitamins and minerals they need. I'm not going to go through every single one, especially there's 12 minerals that dogs are supposed to have. I'll put a kind of I'll put a post up after this video with some more of that information so you guys can save it to your phones if you're interested in that. But vitamins, you know, just like for humans, they're important for keeping us healthy, for growth. And remember, you can supplement with vitamins, okay? Vitamin A, okay? The vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K, and then choline are the main vitamins that dogs need. Okay, so vitamin A, think carrots. I've got my carrots here that I roasted, so I'm gonna chop those up next. Carrots, pumpkin is excellent, also great if your dog has an upset stomach, right? Carrot or pumpkin is really, really great to give them. And remember, you don't want to use pumpkin pie filling. You don't want to give them all the sugar. Just pureed pumpkin right from the can is perfect, okay? So if your dog ever has an upset tummy, that's a great thing to add in. These carrots are just cutting up so beautifully here. Okay. Vitamin B, okay? You can get that from liver, green veggies, which I'm going to add some spinach in, whole grains. We're using some quinoa here. Vitamin C, fruits and veggies. You know, some spinach is going in this. I've got carrots. You know, sometimes I'll use some other vegetables in here, but, you know, think about snacks or treats for your dogs too. Like apples are great. You can even freeze them with a little bit of peanut butter on them, and they take forever for them to kind of work on. So there's lots of different ways to get your dog's vitamin C. Vitamin D typically comes from fish or beef or liver, which I don't add liver personally, but some people are great about things like that. Let's see, vitamin E, that's in green veggies, it's in oils, like plant oils, liver as well. Vitamin K is in fish and green veggies. So you hear there's a lot of overlap here, right? You don't have to include a ton of foods because many of these foods offer so many of those vitamins that dogs need. And then choline, fish, egg yolks, meats. And that actually reminds me, I had planned on adding some eggs to this and I just realized that I didn't. I do typically add eggs. You can use hard-boiled eggs or sometimes I'll just fry up some eggs and, you know, leave the yolk soft and add that right in. So eggs are a great thing to add. I just did not add, I didn't start any, and I don't think I can do it now, so that's okay. And then 12 minerals, like I said, I'll post a little bit more about that, but calcium, magnesium, iron, sulfur, zinc, all of those things are, you know, those minerals that you want to include that are in a lot of these foods that I'm cooking with, okay? One thing you do want to keep in mind, it looks like my beef is almost done here. One thing you want to keep in mind is pet allergies. Some dogs do have allergies just like humans, okay? The main allergies that you're going to see in dogs are beef, chicken, dairy, eggs. Some dogs are allergic to eggs, and wheat, okay? So those are the top 5 allergies in dogs. So if you feel like your dog's having a reaction, start with one at a time and check it out. A lot of people already know what their dogs are allergic to because they have reactions to the dog food, right? If they're eating chicken in the dog food, then they're probably fine with chicken. You know, it's still the same ingredients and usually still triggers the same allergies. Okay, I'm gonna tear up some spinach here and add it to my ground beef and just let this spinach wilt a little bit. Again, lots of those great minerals in spinach. Let's see, turn this up just a tad because I had turned it down. And other things, guys, that are really, really great to include in your pet's dog food is a lot of spices, okay? Spices are good. Now, you have to know what ones to use. So you're using things that are safe for them, but they actually have so many health benefits. It's not just for flavor, same with us, right? But there's so many health benefits to so many of the herbs that you can add into dog food. All right, let me mix this up a little bit here. I think my quinoa is done in the back. You can see I've got that all cooked up here, looking beautiful, okay? Most dogs, you want to have about 50% 50% meat if they're a pretty active dog, or 50% protein, I should say, if they're a pretty active dog. If they're a more sedentary dog, then you don't need quite that much in your balance. My dogs are down here at my feet. They just came out here because I think they know what I'm doing. They know that I am cooking for them right now. Okay, all right. So I had made a little mix. Sometimes I use fresh herbs too if I have them. I didn't have any today, so I used some dry herbs. But what I used in here today, and I can post the recipe for this little mixture too, so you don't have to remember anything, but equal amounts of parsley. Parsley is great On top of preventing kidney disease, sorry, I think my phone was glitchy there for a second. Parsley is great for freshening dog's breath, okay, as well. I'm trying to think, I have some notes over here. Oh, and it also helps to flush toxins out of the body. Okay, I think my spinach is mostly wilted here in with my beef. Turn this a little bit more so you guys can see it. I'm gonna add some of these herbs that I am talking about right now. We also have dill in here. Dill is a really good digestive aid, helps if your dog has an upset stomach or gas. I've got basil in here. Basil is great for freshening breath. It's also great for inflammatory bowel disease. It also is known to lift mood and help with depression in dogs, things like that. Don't start with a ton of herbs if your dog's not used to it. Kind of start slowly. The recommendation is to start with half a teaspoon total per meal at most for a large dog. So you'd want to scale that back for a smaller dog. Okay, what else do I have in here? Oh, rosemary. Rosemary is great for antioxidants. It's a pathogen fighter, all those things. Okay, beef is done. I'm gonna add my quinoa right to this. Now, sometimes I will just take a 9x13 glass tray and line everything up next to each other. I'll have my beef, my grains, my veggies, all that stuff kind of next to each other. Today, I'm gonna just mix it all together because I'm making a decent amount, and it's great to save and freeze and store. And then when you run out, you can just pull some in out of the freezer and thaw it a little bit overnight. Maybe throw a little small portion in the microwave. You can even package it in individual portions. I have 3 large dogs, so I don't personally do that because we go through it pretty quickly. Okay, I've got some quinoa in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the quinoa. And it's getting pretty full here. Maybe should have used a bigger pan. All right, we've got spinach, we've got herbs, we've got quinoa, we've got beef. Like I said, I forgot the eggs. I normally add some eggs in, okay? Adding some sweet potatoes and my carrots. I also love to add peas, like just buy a bag of frozen peas and pop them in the microwave. Super easy, okay? Super easy and healthy for dogs. And then just remember when you're making homemade dog food, make sure you're not putting any of those big no-no items in it, right? So you wanna, I mean, I think everybody knows no chocolate, right? Avocados are not good for dogs, so please don't give your dog avocados. No grapes, no raisins, nothing with xylitol in it. That can be really harmful for dogs. Macadamia nuts are not good for dogs. Onion and garlic are not good for dogs. So be careful when you're giving your dog leftovers that those things aren't in it. For me, like onion and garlic are things that I cook with a lot, so that's something that you want to be careful with. Okay. This is just turning out beautifully here. Got my oven or my stovetop turned off. I'm making a little bit of a mess. I'm going to move some of these containers over to the sink here really quickly. Give me a little more space to work with. Done with that. All right. And then I can show you guys what this is looking like. Isn't that awesome? It looks so, so delicious. Really, you could eat this too, right? I'm sure it would taste just lovely over a salad. I would eat that. Okay, all right, I'm gonna grab some storage containers here and I'm gonna show you how I package these, okay? So, I personally love using these silicone collapsible storage containers for dog food. They go flat, they store in my cabinet with a lid. You can vent them if you want to. These are an amazing, one of my favorite products, honestly, that Norwex makes. I use these all the time. So I'm just gonna scoop some right into this container here. Okay. And then another option, especially if you're short on space and don't have a lot of storage room in your freezer, are these collapsible silicone bags that we sell. Okay, these are great. I mean, I use these all the time, especially for snacks and things, and sometimes I put the dog food in it as well. So I'm gonna put some in there as well to freeze for later. 'Cause one container should be enough to get my pups through the next few days, okay? And these collapsible silicone bags are microwave safe. They can go in the top rack of the dishwasher, fridge, freezer, all the places, okay? You guys can't see me very well. I'm trying to be quick, and I'm making a huge mess on my stove while I go. So tell me, guys, secret question here. Tell me how many pets you have in your home, or how many grandpups you have if you don't have your own pets, or niece, nephew pets, or whatever pets that you love in your life. Okay, all right, I've got that mostly emptied out. I've got a nice full bag here of dog food. Okay, and I am going to move this stuff over here out of the way to the table. Okay. All right, you guys can see that I now have a bit of a mess on my stove, and it is a little hot. So normally I would wait until this is, let me see if I can tilt this down. Normally I'd wait till this is all the way cool, but I am going to grab my counter cloths here real quick just to show you. This is my favorite thing that I use multiple times a day. This is a paper towel replacer. Guys, we are spending an average of like $250 to $350 per year on paper towels. My family, when we don't have guests, okay, when nobody else is using paper towels other than the 4 of us, about 3 rolls for the entire year is all we use. We don't use paper towels in our home. These are a paper towel replacement. This is a countercloth box set. It looks so cute and perfect and clean on the counter. And you just put this on top, and it saves so much money, you guys. I mean, you buy this and it lasts forever. You can use the cloths for years and years and years. So this one on top, I do have wet already, and I'm just gonna take this and try to wipe up the main part of the mess that I've got here. And you can see it's steaming a little. Like I said, I typically would wait till my stove is all the way cool before I clean it. But for the sake of time, I'm gonna do it quickly. Okay, and you guys can see there's still some spots there where I spilled where I was cooking. So what I love for that is a wet Spearnet. I had gotten this wet, and a little bit of cleaning paste. Now this cleaning paste container lasts most people 5 years, okay? My stovetop used to be destroyed. I had tried everything possible to get it clean, and it just would not come clean no matter what I tried, okay? I got this cleaning paste when I first signed up as a consultant, and I was sold because it just so beautifully cleaned everything, okay? The Spearnet just saves you from having to push super hard, okay? And now it's streaking a little bit just because it's hot and steaming right now, but typically will not streak if you use that counter cloth. And if you really want it to be streak-free, dry it with your window cloth that you guys have handy, okay? All right, while we're talking about pets, real quick, before we close, I want to talk to you guys about my favorite pet products that Norwex has come out with this past year, okay? Like I said, I have 2 golden retrievers and a husky. I usually give them their baths, okay? This shampoo is so easy to use, and they smell lovely afterwards, and it seems to last a very long time. It says it's Royal Berry is the scent, and it is just so lovely. It just works so well. They suds up really well. It's neutrally balanced for a dog's pH, and just is so easy to use, okay? Now, our youngest dog, who's right here, let's see, maybe she'll come say hi. This is Emma. She's 6 months old. She's our puppy, so we've been puppy training her over the last year. She, of course, in the puppy training phase, has made messes, right? This right here, Pet Stain and Odor Remover, works better than anything I've ever used to clean up pet stains, okay? Carpet, couch, it doesn't matter where it's at. It has enzymes in it that essentially help to turn all those odors into oxygen so that it just really just disappears. You spray it on there with this, okay? It's super concentrated. This size bottle, 1 bottle, makes 6 16-ounce spray bottles. You put 2 ounces in, fill the rest with water, spray it on there, let it sit, and then wipe it with your EnviroCloth, and it just is amazing. It just cleans it right up. There's no odors left behind or anything, okay? And just, you know, since the theme of this party is handmade and heartfelt, right? I just want to share a quick little bit of my heart with you. You know, I signed up for Norwex really just for the discount and saw that I could make a lot of money on the side doing this on top of my full-time job as a pediatric physical therapist. But that's not really why I've stuck with it. I've stuck with it because these fantastic women that I work with have become some of my closest friends. And the mission that Norwex has is just trying to help our families, our pets, our ocean, all the animals, the trees. You know, Norwex's mission is really just so holistic and just really just trying to save our earth and our health, okay? And I love that about it. And like I told you, as a pediatric physical therapist, I love my job to death and love the kids I work with so very much. But I work with kids with a lot of complex neurologic impairments and things of that nature. And there are so many links to the chemicals that we're using while pregnant, that are in cord blood that's being found in newborns, okay? Over 150, okay, are being found in newborn cord blood. And the higher number of those that are in the cord blood, the higher, there's a correlation to a higher likelihood in them being diagnosed with some sort of neurologic impairment. And like I said, I love my job so much, but there's nothing I would love more than to work myself out of a job so that no child was ever born with extra challenges, because nobody wants their child, their grandchild, their niece, their nephew, anybody to have a more challenging life than other kids, right? We want life to be smooth for them and for them to be successful. So being able to share that and the mission of Norwex and be able to make a difference in trying to help new moms or expecting moms reduce that in their home, to try to reduce the likelihood of that, of course, on top of all of the hormone disruptors and cancer causing chemicals, all of those things as well, is really why I've stayed with Norwex. I just love to share it and I'm just so passionate about it. And like I said, this isn't something I thought I'd ever do, but I have just completely fallen in love with the mission here. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've learned some stuff about homemade dog food. I will post resources with information about the recipe I used, the herbs, and some key ingredients that you want to include so you guys don't have to take notes on this video, okay? All right, guys, you guys have a great day, and I'm so excited for these demos later. Make sure you guys are setting your alarms and commenting within 24 hours to be entered for the prize entries, okay? All right, bye, guys.